There isn't really a phenomenal eye-catching way to start off a video like this, other than to say what is literally the title: stop neglecting other classes in TF2. A lot of people will play the game for the first time, pick one class, and decide to roll with that until the day they uninstall it on Steam. This not only hurts you skill-wise, but it can lead to the game getting relatively stale over a not so long period of time. And Valve made 9 classes for a reason, and I believe every player should learn when and how to play each and every one of them. Learning how to play one class can actually seriously help aid you in playing a completely separate class. Example, learning how to play Scout. This will help you with aiming and positioning. Multiple classes have a shotgun that is similar to the Scout's scattergun. Learning that fast-paced shotgun gameplay on Scout can help you with using your shotgun if you decide to play Engineer, or better yet, Battle Engineer. Battle Engineer being more shotgun based rather than regular Engineer that just turtles his level 3 sentry put in the meta spot that can completely shut down any offense pushing that point. Another example, you play literally any of the first 8 classes, and this will help you with playing Spy. Why? You learn where that certain class would be positioned in certain situations on different maps and different points, helping you pick better disguises and learn how to properly fool the enemy team with your acting skills so you can get that medic or sniper pick to help your team gain an advantage. I'm a Spy main, and this has been made clear by my profile picture, Twitch streams where I mostly play Spy. Oh my god! And my competitive history in RGL, where I played 2 seasons of Highlander, or well, really played 1 season but rostered for 2 due to moving complications. Not having proper time to manage moving and Highlander at the same time. But that's neither here nor there, and the point is I mained the Spy class. For a long time, I only played Spy. From March of this year when I started playing the class to literally last month when my second Highlander season was over. I completely shut out the majority of the classes and didn't even attempt to get better at them because I just didn't see a reason to try and get better. I only saw myself as a Spy player and thought, I'm never gonna play demo ever, why should I even try to get better at that class? And this hurt me, as this was 7 months of only playing one of the 9 classes in the entire game, and I got severely burnt out. I almost didn't even play in Season 22 of RGL Highlander because I wasn't having fun with Team Fortress 2, at all. After taking a few weeks off from playing, I decided to get back into it and start streaming on Twitch more. I started trying out different classes, different playstyles, different weapons, and just overall changing the way that I thought about TF2. Before I mained Spy, I was an Engineer main. I love Uncle Dane, and watching his frag comps or his video essays about playing and getting better at Engineer really fascinated me. And I started to wonder, what if I tried to get better at every class in the game and not just Spy or Engie? I actually have a new series idea planned out for this channel where I will collaborate with a person that mains a certain class, and I will have them teach me everything that I need to know to play it at a higher level. And I plan on doing this with all 9 of the classes and making a video about my journey of learning all the different ways to play that class and the game. But I haven't started working on that yet, and it's still just an idea. I still, however, have been playing many more classes than just Spy in the last month, and really showing progress already. One of my closest online friends, who has his own channels that you should check out, Nick James, has been teaching me a lot and has been helping me through my competitive journey. He is the demo player on my Highlander team, and soon to be Six's team. He taught me about MGEs, a 1v1 first to 20 kills wins, and I've been doing MGs with him on multiple classes non-stop. We also play pugs or pickup games together to continue getting competitive practice, since pubs isn't really the greatest way to retain that skill needed in the comp setting. I've learned how to play Scout, Soldier, Demo, and Spy better just from doing a couple MGEs a day on each class. This has taught me how to rocket jump, hit air shots, hit more consistent pipes, area denial with stickies, and to overall be less predictable in battles. I highly recommend anyone that wants to play competitively or even just get better at the game in general to try out MGEs if you haven't already. It is a really fun way to learn how to get better at just about any class in the game. Now, I want to bring up 2 classes in particular that I see get flagged the most when it comes to neglect from players. The first class I want to talk about is the Engineer. I feel like players are mostly, for lack of a better term, too lazy to really put in the time to actually learning Engineer. I will admit, a lot of Engineer is mostly just a knowledge check, almost like engineering in real life. I say this because an engineer needs to know the best spots to put his buildings, how to manage said buildings, and know when to move his gear back or up depending on the way the rest of his team is playing. If he has a good team, he needs to know what choke point his team is holding so he can place his dispenser there to keep his team healed and supplied. If his team's getting rolled, he needs to know how to get his buildings back and to the next point to help defend before they get destroyed, because having to build everything back to level 3 mid-game, especially with no other NGs helping you out, can be a real challenge. Also, an engineer needs to know techniques like the Jag effect rollout. This being where you place your teleporter entrance and sentry at spawn with the Eureka effect, run to the first point and place your teleporter exit and dispenser, teleport back to spawn with the Eureka effect, switch to the Jag, upgrade your teleporter and sentry, then either swap to the Eureka effect again or stock wrench, bring your sentry to the front lines and place it down in the right spot, and finally upgrade your dispenser to level 3. You got all that? Oh yeah, and did I mention this all needs to be done in 60 seconds before the round starts? It's a lot. And especially for new players, and this is only just the tip of the iceberg for Engineer. We haven't even started talking about Battle Engineer, Ninjineering, using the Wrangler to shield from Ubers and damage, sentry jumping, or different weapons in their quirks. And there's just so much to remember that it will make a free-to-play's mind explode in frustration because he can't even keep his buildings up without a 2,500 hour demo main and pocket medic combo Ubering in and destroying all of his hopes and dreams of graduating with his engineering main degree from Fort Tech University. And it's so sad to see because that player will likely never even attempt to touch Engineer with a 10-foot pole because of the horrors he experienced trying to be a team player before, and he just chooses to play Soldier because it's easy to understand and do a lot of damage. As I stated earlier, playing Engineer is a knowledge check, and you need to put a lot of hours into him to play well, to be a good team player, and maybe one day rival the Uncle Daniel himself. You never know. In the last month, I've gone back to playing Engineer, and I have genuinely been having a great time. He was once my most played, then sunk to number 2 when I started maining Spy, and unfortunately sunk even further to number 3 when I started playing Soldier and learning rocket jumping for 6s. But I've been putting so much effort into getting him back up to number 2 because I genuinely believe Engineer is the best class to have as your number 2 main if you don't already have him as your actual main. Because a good Engineer can completely change the course of a game, whether that is a casual pub or an invite level Highlander match. Keeping your team up and supplied with that dispenser and keeping a constant teleporter up is a much bigger help than some demo or soldier main just rushing to the front and getting a lot of kills. Although that does kind of fall hand in hand with the engineer because the teleporter that the NG build keeps those demos and soldiers at the front for longer and keeping up the pressure needed to keep the other team pushed back as far as possible. But you get what I mean. And as Uncle Dane once said, sentries get kills, dispensers save lives, and teleporters win games. And I think this should be a phrase that is imprinted into every engineer's frontal lobe because holy shit, there are so many NG players in pubs that have never heard of a teleporter in their lives and only place down a mini sentry or two. Or they don't place either and just whack a dispenser the entire game that isn't even in position to aid the team. And I think it's not a bad idea to genuinely study up on all of Dane's tutorials because he genuinely talks about what to do when you play him. Like, don't be the guy that thinks, oh, I don't need any help with this, it's a video game, I can learn this on my own, because that mindset sets you up for immediate failure. If you are in the competitive scene and want to play NG, you also have other videos at your disposal to help you with whatever you need. There is a whole league of Highlander teams that have an engineer on it and are forced to record demos. So if you're an RGL, you can look at invite level engineer demos or even any engineer that's a higher div than you and see what they do on certain maps and see what you can learn from them. Even an amateur player might teach you a thing or two. If you're an TF2L, you can look at premiership level engineers or again any player in a higher division than you to see what you can learn as well. And of course this goes for any class, not just the engineer. I as a spy main am constantly watching high div demos of other spies. I always learn a thing or two whenever I watch these. My final words for the engineers, I think every player should learn how to properly play this class and dedicate real time and effort towards them. I promise you, it'll make you a better TF2 player and a better team player, which you know is kind of the whole shtick of Team Fortress 2. The second class I want to speak about, which shouldn't come as a surprise considering how much hate my boy gets, is Spy. I know a big number of people that have the Spy in the bottom 3 of their class lists, primarily alongside the Engineer and in most cases Heavy or Medic as well. Learning how to play Spy is genuinely an eye-opening experience because you will learn so much tech that you never thought was even possible before. This falls in line with what I said about NG being a knowledge check because the possibilities with Spy is pretty much endless. Learning things like trick stabs, as in the stair stab, matador, strafe stab, jump stab, surf stab, and the breast milk stab? Yeah, that's a thing. Also learning positioning to set up game-changing picks, pathing so you don't give away your position like a dumbass when you're cloaked. learning what each knife, revolver, and watch brings to the table, and the different playstyles you can learn just by using a certain weapon combo. There are seriously so many things to learn and do as Spy, and it's so fun to play and is the reason I main the class. I always find myself doing new things, getting really good chain stabs that fuel my dopamine high, trick stabs that skyrocket that dopamine high, and of course, dominating toxic players that do nothing but hate on Spy just because he exists. It's hard to have a full day where you don't run into one asshole that just wants to ruin your fun or spam obscenities in the chat every time you backstab them. If you're wanting to try out Spy, I highly recommend Elmax's 100 Days of Spy video because he goes into some serious detail in each chapter about every unlock that you can use as Spy. Yes, it's long, but I think it's seriously worth it. I can talk about this class for hours just like he did, but if I wanted you to listen to a guy talk about Spy for a long period of time, then I would send you over to John Hill too, because he can explain everything 10 times better and has a cool accent. Oh yeah, John Hill too makes good videos on Spy, and I highly recommend you go watch. Again, I believe most players don't want to play Spy because they don't want to dedicate the time and effort, just like how most players don't want to dedicate the time to Engineer, learning all the elaborate playstyles he has. And Spy has like triple the amount of elaborate playstyles and techniques to learn. I think Spy as a class you should really look into learning, because one good Spy can really open up a lot for his team. Coordinating with a demo or soldier to team up on a sentry nest by letting them know when you go in for a sap so they can bomb it and destroy it is huge for opening up points on payload or control maps. Constantly putting pressure on their sniper so he doesn't just sit in the back of his spawn basically playing cookie clicker and just destroying your whole team is huge. A sniper pick is big, but arguably not as big as a medic pick. Getting behind the enemy to kill the medic and give your team uber advantage is very good and helps keep up pressure to win the games. And honestly, you can just sit with Cloak and Dagger behind the entire team and only focus on their sniper or medic, and that will be enough to have your team push all the way to the end and win the game. Unless your team is utter dog shit and doesn't know how to click mouse 1 or W to walk forward. Another thing that Spy can do is see the enemy team's health and the medic's uber charge percent. Calling this out for your team is huge for setting up picks on their medic so you can have an uber advantage. You can also call out positioning of the medic or sniper so another teammate can jump in and kill everyone around him. Sniper's still cliff. Sniper's really low though on cliff. Titan, Sniper's like under you right now. He's very low, like one.
No way, you just got fucking killed.
Medic dead. That's fine. Yeah, just try to hold.
Good job. Very good job, Titan.
Oh, okay.
Learning callouts, or what different parts of a map are called, can give you a huge advantage over the other team. Now, this is primarily a thing you do in competitive game modes like Highlander, Prolander, or Sixes. But you can still do it in pubs, although you might be seen as a tryhard, but I mean, it's not a big deal, so don't let what other players think about you as a player affect your playstyle. In the end, it's your life, your game, and you play it however the hell you want to play it. Now that I've gone over the two main classes I believe needs more attention from other players, I want to talk about other classes that I won't go into much detail about, but still want to bring up nonetheless. Scout. Learning how to stay alive and pick off the flank can be seriously helpful to your team. Also, remember that Scout caps 2 times as fast as any other class in the game, so always try to push that cart or stand on the control point when it's safe to do so. In a competitive setting, when you want to cap, especially on payload, you need to get all the way to the end as fast as possible or get a certain amount of points as fast as possible, so your Scout should always be on the cart, or he should always be pushing a control point. Soldier. Rocket jumping is one of the greatest skills to learn in all of TF2. Being able to roll out to the point as fast as you can to hopefully beat the other team there will be a huge advantage, and spending some time on a jump map or two definitely will not hurt you in any way and can only help you get better at the class. Plus, jump maps teach you how to airstrafe, which is really big for not just Soldier but even Demo, Medic, and Spy. Pyro.
Air blast.
Demo Man. No, I'm just kidding. I actually do have stuff to talk about for Pyro. Obviously, air blasting is a big skill and can help you keep incoming rockets or pipes away from your combo, and especially keep them away from your medic. You can use this to keep a soldier from jumping in and 2-tapping your medic, causing you to lose uber advantage and heals for up to 20 seconds. Another big thing for Pyro is spy checking. Using your flamethrower to quickly turn around, spray an area can keep a spy from pushing and making a big play by taking down a big class. Also remember the detonator can destroy stickies and traps, so use that as you will. And also just don't WM1. Demo Man. This class is huge for damage output. A lot of people will play Demo just to use the sticky launcher, and as someone who's been recently playing Demo, I can understand why. However, I believe putting in the time to work on your pipe aim with any of the demo's actual primary weapons, whether it's the stock grenade launcher or the iron bomber, or the lock and load and loose cannon if you're feeling frisky, is just a good thing to help advance your skill level on demo. Hitting precise pipes can not only look cooler than just spamming mouse 1 and mouse 2 nonstop, but it feels amazing. Not to mention hitting air shots with pipes just hits that special spot. Heavy. Heavy mains are few and far between. This is a class that surprisingly not many people play at all, other than people that just installed the game or have 20,000 hours on it and only play heavy. There's absolutely no in between. Learning how to track your enemies with your minigun of choice can seriously help you in staying alive and winning your one-on-one interactions. Heavy also has a sandwich which acts as a health pack and can be given to your team when they are low on health. Or if you have a pocket medic, you can feed him so he doesn't die and you can keep that sweet jet stream of medigun beam straight up your ass. Medic, the most important member of the team without question. Everyone should learn how to play medic effectively, so when you join a match and there isn't a single med on the entire roster, you can step up to the plate and win the match. A big thing is being spy and sniper aware so you don't lose Uber advantage, or even worse, drop your Uber. Please do not do that. Another thing is effectively using your crossbow, if that is your primary of choice, because if you can't aim that for shit, then you might as well just never pull it out. As a medic, you should really know how to heal your team and divide the heals up between everyone equally, rather than just sitting on the Gibbous Heavy for the entire game and only Ubering him, and he gets like maybe 1 kill the whole game. Also know when the right time is for swapping mediguns. Yes, you can use stock for the entire game and win, because 8 seconds of invulnerability is absolutely huge and can be devastating to an enemy team that isn't expecting an Uber push when they turn the corner. But swapping to a crits Krieg can also be advantageous if you have a good soldier or demo on your team. Hell, even a battle engineer crits push can cause some severe damage, so just have fun with that. But still be smart. Obviously, if you see a teammate not hitting a single shot, they might not be the best person to crits or Uber in general. Sniper. I don't have much to say about this other than it is seriously overpowered in the hands of someone that actually knows how to aim. Once again, you should try out aim training maps, or just aim trainers in general, and put a lot of time into them so you can actually make sure your shots land and you don't miss those big picks. Also, funny piss jar. And there you have it. This is why I believe you should not continue to neglect any of the classes in the game and play each and every one of the classes when your team actually needs it. If you're a spy main, your team already has 2 to 3 spies, please for the love of God do not fucking pick spy. If you load in, see there's no medic, play medic and heal your team so you can win. If there's no engineer, get that teleporter and dispenser up and running immediately. If there aren't enough power classes, pick demo, soldier, or heavy, because if not, you're just going to get rolled by having a bunch of flank and pick classes. Team Fortress 2 is about playing as a team. Team's class balance and coordination is what wins games. Not a team filled with 12 kunai spies that don't call out anything, don't help each other, and want to put any and every stab into their subpar frag movie that gets like 15 views. Don't let the game get stale by continuing to play one class. Valve made 9 for a reason. Learn a new thing every day. It'll help you continue to love the game and genuinely have fun while playing it.
Came with the Milky, yeah, shawty in love with me. Baby girl, why is you hating me? Like roller spliff now, making hits now. 2020 bitches made for me. I don't want your love, I don't want your trust now. I just want the drugs. Baby, come, let's